sound of a guitar played fingerstyle is something special. It's hard to replicate that sound with a plectrum. There's so much expression, dynamical range and feeling can be put in with the fingers that it's hard to achieve with a plectrum. It can sound like multiple guitar parts at the same time. The bass, the chords, the melody, sometimes percussion too. You've probably heard the great fingerstyle guitarists weaving their magic. Mike Dawes, Tommy Emmanuel, Chet Atkins. These guys are so good, it can seem like fingerstyle guitar playing is completely out of reach, an impossible goal. But these fantastic guitar players all started somewhere. Most likely were really simple songs where they could get to grips with the basics of fingerstyle technique before moving on to more complex ideas. The song Fast Car by Tracy Chapman is an ideal place to start learning fingerstyle technique. We have a simple bass part, chords, and melody all put together in one fantastic guitar part. We have a repetitive bass pattern throughout this song. We'll start with the third finger on the A string, pick that with the thumb on the right hand. It's going to last until the 2 and, where we're going to swap to the low E string at the 3rd fret with the 2nd finger. 1, 2 and 3, 4. And we're going to go to the A string at the 7th fret, 1, 2 and down to the 5th fret. 1, 2 and 3, 4. So 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. Make sure you're playing the bass notes with your thumb. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. In fact, anytime you see a bass note in any song, play it on the E, A or D, play it with your thumb on the right hand. Once we've found a groove for the bass part, we can try to add a little chord part on top too. You'll see most fingerstyle guitarists playing the G string with the index finger, B string with the middle finger, and the high E string with the 3rd finger. The pinky is rarely used as it's a little awkward. The C chord for the 3rd fret on the A string, we're going to add the B and G open. Use the index and middle fingers to pluck them 2 strings at the same time as we pluck the A string. For the 2nd chord, when we go to the low E string at the 3rd fret with the 2nd finger, we're going to grab the 3rd fret on the B string with the 3rd finger. I'm going to pick the B and G strings again and the low E string. So 1, 2 and 3, 4. We go to our 3rd chord with the 1st finger on the 7th fret and use the 3rd finger on the 8th fret of the B string and again pick the G and B strings along with the A. Then we drop down to the A at the 5th fret. I've got the 7th fret on the B string with the 3rd finger. We're going to pick the same strings, A, B and G. So 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. The whole thing. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 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 Now we have the beginnings of a fingerstyle song. Got the bass and the chords together. The next thing to add is a melody on top. For the riff on top, for the C chord, we're going to play the chord and the bass note. I'm going to hammer on to the 1st fret on the B string and then play the B string open straight after. We go to the G chord. I'm going to pick B, G. Go to your 3rd chord. I'm going to pick the B string. Down to the last chord, pick B and G. Play this on repeat until it starts to feel comfortable and you're getting the hang of the technique. To lift this riff to the next level, there's a little variation on the last 2 chords. So you pick the 3rd chord as normal. I'm going to grab the pinky finger on the 10th fret of the B string and back to the A fret. Then down to your 3rd chord as normal, then grab the 8th fret back to the 7th fret. So. In the context of the whole riff. That's an entire fingerstyle pattern. Bass, chords, melody on top, all using the most common right hand picking technique. You can strum the chords for the chorus without the pick too. I like to pretend that I am holding a pick and hold my hand as though I am and strum as though I am holding a pick. So we'd have. For the chord part we have a standard C, down, down, up, down, to a G, down, down, up, down. E minor, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down. It's the first time through. So C, G, E minor, D, then the chord progression changes. We'll go to a C, down, down, and on the up strum on the 2 hand, we'll go to an E minor. Up, up, down. So down, down, up, down. Then a full bar of D, down, down, up, down. Repeat the C, E minor, D, down, down, up, down, D. Finish off single strum C, 1, 2, and D, 3, 4. So the whole chorus there, C, G, E minor, D, C, E minor, D, C, E minor, D, C, D, and then back through the riff. Good luck with this one. Happy practicing. Take care.